Hi, today I will be showing you how to add CSS to our HTML. I've already prepared a beautiful subscribe button on X so that we'll be looking at it and be trying to imitate it exactly the way it is. If you have a smartphone in 2024 and you are not ready to learn this, it is your fault, because what I'm teaching you is what you will pay more than 500,000 naira to learn. I'm teaching you for free. And if you are willing to learn, please like, share, and comment. So let's go to our code and then demonstrate how to create that button. Okay, we are here in our code editor and I'll be adding this beautiful subscribe button. I get it from, it looks like a button, subscribe button from the X. And here we are going to try how to create this button like this exactly. We'll be looking at it and be creating it bit by bit. So inside our Visual Studio Code, we are going to type a button element the same way I taught you in the previous video. We type less than button greater than, less than button greater than, something like this. And in between this, we are going to put that text written on it, which is subscribe in capital letters. So we go there and then hit subscribe. So once we hit subscribe, we are then going to hit Ctrl S to save our work. And then we go to our file and then right click, go down to copy path, and then we go to our browser. Here we will come to create a new tab here and then right click to paste it. Once we paste it here, this is our URL, and then we hit enter. This is our subscribe button, the one we created in the code. Look at it live on our website. So now we are going to style it. So we are going back to our Visual Studio Code, and here you will discover that the background of this place is red. So we are going to add a red background to our button there. And from here, I'm going to introduce you to another HTML element called the style element. A style element helps us to group CSS code. It's a way of telling the computer that all the files inside this place read this as CSS and not as any other language. Then here in the beginning, I am going to create another line here. So let me go on line 1 and start it on line 1 because I want to put it on top of this button element. And then here I am going to type less than style greater than, less than style greater than, exactly like this. This style is in small letter, everything here is in small letter apart from the real word subscribe here. So here we are going to hit enter and it is going to divide this. And then here we are going to type something like button curly brackets, button curly brackets. So in between this opening tag and then the closing tag, in between the opening tag and the closing tag, I put this in between them. And then where this cursor is blinking, I will then hit enter to divide it. So once I click enter, I have divided it already. So we are going to write something here. So here I am going to write background dash color, and then column, and then red, and lastly semicolon. Let me zoom it so that you see. I put something like in between this curly bracket, I put something background dash color. There is no space here, just the background dash color, and then I write column, and then red, and then semicolon. So if you type it exactly like this, then hit Ctrl S, and then we go back to our website. So inside our website, you come here and then refresh. This is going to give us a background color. So this is how we create buttons or text on a real website, bit by bit by bit. So we have our button is having a background. If we click it, look at what it's doing. But now there is no instruction to do anything. So let's go back again. And then if you look at this subscribe button, you discover that this one is longer than our subscribe button. This one is longer than our subscribe button. So we go back to quote. And then everything we are going to put on this button is going to come in between this curly bracket, this yellow curly bracket. So if you put anything outside it, this will not work. So from here, I'll just click here and then hit enter, and it will start another line, but inside this curly bracket. And then from here, we are going to add a width. So let's add a width of 100 pixels. So let's say width column 100 pixels, and then semicolon. One 100 pixels, and then semicolon. So here, this is what we are typing: width column 100 pixels, semicolon last. And then if you hit Ctrl S and then go to our website and then refresh, you discover that our button element is wider. Let's look at it like this. It's almost the same. No, this one is still longer. So let's go back and then change this 100, remove 10 and make it 120 pixels and hit Ctrl S. So let's go back and see how it will look now. Okay, it's more better. The next thing we will do is we discover that this button is taller than our button. From here to this place, the height is taller than our button. Why? Look at how our own button looks like. So if we go to quote, we can from here hit enter and start another line, and we say height is equals to 70 pixels, and save. Let's go back and check. It's not tall enough, so let's make it 100 pixels. Save, go back and refresh. Oh, it's too tall. Let's reduce it to something like this. Hit Ctrl S, go back to our website, refresh. It's still more taller. So you will notice that you can just keep playing with it like that until you get the desired result. So we refresh. Okay, now we are it's looking close, yet this one is still longer. So we go back and increase the width to 130 and save. Okay, the second thing is you will discover that this text is written in white, while our own is written in black. So we are going to change this. So from here, we just go to our code and then create another line and say color column white. You can even choose it yourself and then hit semicolon and then Ctrl S to save. If you come back and refresh, you will discover that this is having a white color now. So let's go and compare the two of them and look at them. You will discover that the color here is more bold. It's bolder than our own color here. So we are going to do that. We go to CSS, to our code again, hit enter and add something like font dash size. Look at it. Font dash size and column, semicolon. So in between it, we put something like 20 pixels. 20 pixels. And then we are going to hit Ctrl S to save and then refresh. And you discover that our color, our font size is more bold than this. And then the last thing we are going to do is that you discover that this one doesn't have a border, a surrounding border around it. But if you go to our own, you will discover that our own has a border around it. Look at it very well. So we are going to remove this border. The reason is all buttons comes with border by default. So they come with border by default. So we are going to remove this border to make it look exactly like this. And we go here, we say border, and then we say equals to, inside this border, look at it, border, and inside this place we put something like 0, and then Ctrl S to save. So if we come here to our site and refresh it, you will discover that there is no border on it anymore. We have removed the border. So now you will discover that this button element is somehow close to our button element. The reason is this one, I zoomed this one. I tried to zoom this one. That is why this one is like this. So, but the last thing we are going to do is that you discover that this color is somehow darker than this red. The red here is darker than this red. So we go back to our code, and here, look at it. We are going to click on it, and then this thing is called RGB. RGB is a range of colors between white, black, 3 colors between red, green, and blue. So the combination of red, green, and blue, these are the 3 primary colors. You can use these 3 primary colors to create all whichever color you want in the world. Red, green, and blue. You can use it to create all colors. So here we just adjust this and then bring it something like this, which is more darker, and leave it like that. Let's go and check. Ctrl S. Don't forget to save, and then we refresh it. Now if you refresh it, you discover that now our button, our red is just like their own red. So this is actually how we create buttons using both HTML and CSS. So in a quick recap, we created this button here. And then we go up and created this style element. Then inside this style element, we put a background color. We set height to 50, set colors, set font size, we set border to 0. So this is actually how we create button. And this is an assignment to you. Go on a website and go and check any button of your own, and then download it and then try to create it yourself. If you have any problem creating it, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will gladly respond to you. If you find this video insightful, please like and share.